So now for some wordy examples. So 3 chocolates and 2 jelly sweets cost 15p. 5 chocolates and 1 jelly sweet cost 11p. How much does 1 chocolate and 1 jelly sweet cost? So first of all, we need to come up with a code. So let's say, let number of chocolates be, what will we choose? C for chocolates, and then let the number of jelly sweets equal J. Okay, so that's a code for what we're going to use. So 3 chocolates and 2 jelly sweets are 15p. So 3 C's plus 2 J's are 15. And the other statement is 5 chocolates and 1 jelly sweet is 11. So 5 C's and 1 J, so just singular, is 11. And now we have a question just like the previous note. In fact, this is quite a straightforward one. So this is equation 1, that's equation 2. So my plan is to keep 1 exactly as it is. And I'm going to take 2 and I'm going to multiply it by minus 2. And that'll give me 2j minus 2j. So keeping the first one the same, just writing it out again. And then the second one, I multiply everything by minus 2. So 5c times minus 2 is minus 10c. J times minus 2 is minus 2j. And 11 times minus 2 is minus 22. And then adding the columns. So 3c plus minus 10c is 3c minus 10c, so minus 7c. 2j plus minus 2j cancel out. And 15 plus minus 22 is 15 take away 22, which is minus 7. So dividing both sides by minus 7, c is 1. And then we need to find the j. So using either of these, I'm going to use the second one because it's a bit easier. So 5c plus 1j is 11, but we know that c's are 1, so 5 1s plus j is 11. So 5 plus j is 11, so taking 5 away from both sides. Oh, there's Steve's taking over. Away. Oh, later. So 5 plus j is 11, so taking 5 from both sides gives me j is 6. So now, this is the really important part of these questions. It looks like we're finished, but actually the question didn't ask what is C and what is J. We made that part up, okay? So we've then got to actually make sure we answer the question. So the question said A, how much is a chocolate? Okay, so our answer is A, chocolate costs, and it was in pennies, so it's 1p. Clearly not a recent example. And B, jelly sweet costs 6p. So clearly an example from before, perhaps when we used to have lucky dips and things. I don't know, I'm sure it's unhygienic to just have single sweets for sale anyway. Okay, let's look at these examples here with Steve and his sister. So we're given 2 statements and we can use them to work out what the answer is. So Steve is 48 centimeters taller than his sister. The total of their heights is 242 centimeters. How tall are the siblings? So we've got to work out each height. So first of all, let's come up with a name for this. So let's Steve be, what we call him, X, what we call Steve X centimeters, and let sister be Y centimeters. So just coming up with a code so as it makes sense what we're doing. So the first statement is Steve is 48 centimeters taller than his sister. Okay, so if we take Steve and we subtract 48, we get his sister. Okay, does that make sense? So if we take Steve and we subtract 48 from his height, we get his wee sister. Okay, or what might be better actually, if we do it the other way around, if we take Steve and we subtract his little sister's height, we get 48. And that way we've got our x's and y's on one side. I think that might be better. So that's statement 1. Then the second statement, the total of their heights is 242. So if we add Steve's height to his sister's height, we get 242. So that's a bit easier to write down. So that's equation 1, that's equation 2. I don't even need to multiply them by anything. I can just go straight ahead and add the columns. So x and x is 2x minus y plus y. Plus y is just cancels out. And 48 and 242. So 242 and 8 is 250. Adding on that, the 40 is 290. And then dividing both sides by 2 will be 145 centimeters. So then we just choose one of these. So I'm going to go for x, that's x minus y. X minus y equals 48. So we now know that x is 145. Whoa, 145 minus y is 48. So this is a little bit awkward to do, but let's go for it. Let's take 145 from both sides. So taking 145 from the left leaves us with negative y, and taking 145 from the right. So we're doing 48, take away 145. Now, if you can do that in your head, that's great. If not, we can remember that actually the answer is negative, and it's the difference between those numbers. So we do 145 take away 48. So 145 take away 45 is 100, but we need another 3 more. So that's 97. So you can do them where you decide it's negative and then do the subtraction. So then we multiply both sides by -1. So y is 97. Again, we made up the x and y, so we need to go back and answer the question. So the question's answer will be Steve is 145 centimeters tall, and his little sister is 97 centimeters tall. And that's us.